Right here, breaking news right here in Joe Biden's America. He's allowing major cell phone provider T-Mobile to read your private text messages and fine you up to $3,500 if you say mean things they don't like. It's called SHAFT. It's the system they're using. They're giving somebody the shaft, all right? It's an acronym that stands for sex, hate, alcohol, firearms, and tobacco. It outlines the categories of text messages specifically regulated due to moral and legal issues and is monitored and enforced by the Cellular Telephone Industries Association. This will all begin on January 1st, 2024. You know, like I know, they're going to target conservatives. They're going to target anybody that wasn't about getting that forced medical procedure. They're going to target anybody that questions anything. If you question anything government, they're going to target you. They're going to fine you up to $3,500. Now they're saying that it's to prevent porn, guns, illegal drugs, all of that, but they snuck in that one word that Democrats love, hate speech. And you know, like I know, hate speech is nothing more than pro-Trump, anti-Joe Biden, or anti-Democrat, pro-conservative. That's hate speech as far as these major corporations go. If you have T-Mobile, you need to be dumping them now. I don't know who to tell you to go get, because I'm sure AT&T, Verizon, and whoever else will be right behind them. Because once one of these does it, you know the rest of them are going to do it. It's an all-out assault on our First Amendment free speech rights. It's the greatest attack on our free speech since the Patriot Act, in my humble opinion. They can read your damn private text messages. They don't need to be able to do none of that. So you're telling me if you send somebody, your significant other sends you a nude pic, they can see that. Get the fuck out of here. Boycott T-Mobile. Vote MAGA. Breaking news right here in Joe Biden's America. He's allowing major cell phone provider T-Mobile to read your private text messages and fine you up to $3,500 if you say mean things they don't like. It's called SHAFT. It's the system they're using. They're giving somebody the shaft, all right? It's an acronym that stands for sex, hate, alcohol, firearms, and tobacco. It outlines the categories of text messages specifically regulated due to moral and legal issues and is monitored and enforced by the Cellular.
Well, they've been doing that. But hey, I want to say shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noah's in the gospel broad, lifting up the stern of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. It says T-Mobile updates TOS so they can fine you up to $3,500 for alleged hate speech, text message violations. Hey, they've been spying on Jake and spying on people since the time of who's that guy? What's that dude name, man? This institute the phone tap, man. Matter of fact, let me look that up. I don't know how the hell I even forget that. But this goes back into Draconianism, man. Okay, and I looked up Draco, which was a Athens lawgiver at the time, and I looked up the definition of Draconian. But what is it? Edgar Hoover, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that instituted the phone tap. Let me double check who came up with the phone tap. But the phone tap. Wiretapping. Hold on. Wiretapping. Hold up 1 second. Phone. Yeah, wiretapping was J. Edgar Hoover. Yep, J. Edgar Hoover. And on top of that, like, what people don't realize, like, when you sign up for these particular providers, this is the reason why they pushing everybody to have a smart devices. Like, if you know, like, we had what they call 2G, 3G back in the day. Now, when 4G came out back like in the early 2000s, 2010 or so like that, 4G, then 3G slowed down. It was like non-existent. Then you had 4G, which was alleged quicker speeds, and then fast forward to 5G, which was like roughly 4 or 5 years ago. And you have this 5G stuff, then 6G. So the point is, when you have this advanced technology, you have to write off certain of your rights in order to deal with their algorithms, meaning their Facebook, their Instagrams, their Snapchats, you know. And if you're downloading these things through whatever store, whether it's Google Play, Apple Store, then basically if you see like in the bold print, it tells you straightforward that, look, if you download this app, we have access to this information, that information, and this information. Okay, so it's unavoidable at this point. They've been reading text messages. They've been tapping phones. This ain't nothing new. Okay, these cell phone providers are in league with government agencies through funding programs in order to keep tabs on the citizens, man. This is why during the time of what they call the Patriot Act 2, which that Nueve Uno took place back in 2001, this is when they started to go full on broad with exposing the agenda, you know, because at the end of the day, man, Esau Edom, he's the devil. Okay, so this is nothing new. It's just Draconianism, and this is the way of trying to shut the truth out, because right now they're forming a case against the men that's out speaking truth. So, hey, they got eyes and ears on all of us, man. Okay, even though you other groups, you red pill guys, man, you patriots, you know, you economists that's telling about the forecast of the economy, they have eyes on all this stuff, man. Okay, because this information, they are not going to allow it to enter into the New World Order because it's a threat to these people. Okay, but wiretapping goes back to J. Edgar Hoover, you know, so this is nothing new. All right, so just watch what you say. But anyway, I looked up Draconian, which it says of laws of that application excessively harsh or severe. Okay, here, extremely severe. The governor proposed draconian cuts in state to aid education. And the definition of draconian is severe or strict, which they're going to come down with great wrath. Okay, there's not going to be any room for these particular talking points in which we speak according to the Bible to debunk their philosophies and their coming New World Order. They're not going to allow these things. So they have to outlaw anything and anybody that speaks out against it. Okay. As you read in a book by Ralph Epperson called The New World Order, it tells you straightforward, anybody that have some type of biblical belief or consensus of truth, then they want to destroy them and they want to lock them up in prison, or ultimately they're going to excommunicate. They're going to basically try to execute us. So there will come a time that it will be illegal to speak these words, and these particular talking points can very well end with a death sentence and your head being put in a guillotine, man. That's how real it's going to get out here, because this current administration, hey, they're full of freaks, you know, pedos, momos, and just a bunch of wicked ass demons. Okay, that's set up by the left hand of the Most High to do their bidding, because this is this man's kingdom. Okay, so anyway, going back here, Draco, which was a lawgiver, it says the 625 to 600 BC, also called Draco, a Dracon, was the first recorded legislator of Athens in ancient Greece. It says he replaced the prevailing system of oral law and blood feud by the Draconian constitution, a written code to enforce only by a court of law. Okay, and these particular sentences often end with people being burnt at stake or being beheaded or being put to death, man. Okay, it said his name may be a metaphor, which literally means sharp-sighted, but not the name of the actual person, since there are reasons to believe that he is also a fiction or Italian in part. Okay, but Draconian Constitution, it says here that he laid were the first written constitution of Athens, so that no one will be unaware of them. They were posted on wooden tablets, and says, and they were preserved for almost 2 centuries. Going down here, it says the laws distinguish between murder and involuntary homicide. It says the laws were particularly harsh. For example, any debtor whose status was lower than that of his creditor was forced into slavery. And it's pretty much similar today, because like if you got a credit card, you got credit card debt, you're basically servant to the lender. Scripture say you should be servant to the lender. So when you have a low credit score, you have higher interest rates, ultimately you are in servitude to the lenders. Okay, being taxed to death, that's Draconian law. Okay, being having your paychecks taxed, being put under Title 4D, that's all Draconian. But this form of Draconian is going to come with the edge of a sword, man, meaning a gun and persecution. And it says here, the punishment was more lenient for those owning a debt to a member of a lower class, but the death penalty was the punishment for even minor offenses such as stealing a cabbage. Wow. It says, concerning the liberal use of death penalty, the Draconian Code purchase states, it is said that Dracon himself, when asked why he had fixed the punishment of death for most offenses, answered that he considered these lesser crimes to deserve it, and he had no greater punishment for more important ones. Damn. So this man was a damn devil, man, all right? And hey, Esau, Edom is following the same playbook, okay? So I had a scripture in mind I was going to go into. There's a particular scripture, it just slipped my mind. But, Dracon. It'll come back to me. But anyway, this is the book of Isaiah 19. And I'm going to start at verses 4. It says, and the Egyptians I will give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, okay? And a fierce king shall rule over them, says the Lord of hosts. Okay, and right now, the elites, okay, your Rothschilds, your elites of this world, you know, that set up these guys like Bill Gates, Cotton Schwab, you know, Zuckerberg, all these lower level illuminaries, Kissinger, all these men that you see at face value, that appear to be the richest men in the world, which they are nothing but puppets, but nonetheless, they are pushing forth the agenda of the elite bankers. These are cruel lords, man. Okay, like this guy, Creepy Joe. Hey, Biden is he's an afterthought. Okay, he's nothing but a dead puppet taking orders from the cabal. That's all he is. Okay, but nonetheless, he's a devil himself, because when you went back to 2005, when he was basically speaking with Justice Roberts, he told him that they will rule on a particular device that you will have to put in your right hand, man, or in your forehead. He said you will rule on that before you're 10 years over. Mark my words. And here we are. Okay, roughly 15 years later, bam, we see this technology manifesting itself. And what are the chances that they're hacking text messages and they're reading things, man? They all in your Google accounts. They all, you know, watching your videos. You know, you and your woman may make a sex tape or a sexual account, you know, with your woman, and then they sit up there looking at it. It was a particular movie I was watching last week. I can't recall the name of it, man, but I think it may have been on Prime or Netflix. But basically, they showed you how these people sat underground, and they was able to tap into people's cell phones. They was able to look into people's laptops, TVs, like a smart TV. Hey, anything you say around a smart TV. Hey, you had back in the day when the smart TVs had cameras on them, people used to have to cover the camera up because they was basically spying on your liberty. You know, here you got some weirdo in some bunker somewhere. Here you are making out with your woman on a couch, and yeah, he's zooming in and watching he's watching you, you know. He's not even into her. He's watching how you do it. You know, just a bunch of freaks, but yeah, we the ones that need to be watched. You know, we the ones that need to be watched and looked over and make sure we're saying the right things, but yet these men are literally kidnapping 100,000 children a year, and everybody turns a fucking blind eye to it. Okay, this man is the devil. He has to be stopped. All right, let's go from here to the book of Psalms, the 17th chapter. That's what I was looking for. Psalm 17, and I'm going to start at verses 8. It says, keep me as the apple of thy eye, and hide me under the shadow of thy wings, from the wicked that oppress me, from my daily enemies who compass me about. When you go up to the word compass means to circumvent. Okay, it means all around. They showed you that on their clone Tyrone. Literally, they had cloning labs, which that was metaphorically speaking for a bunch of GMO baby jakes. But nonetheless, they showed you in that movie how they was right in your neighborhoods, man. You know, the crack house on the block would be some type of secret interest to some laboratory somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it says here, they are enclosed in their own fat, and with their mouth they speak proudly. But it says they have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, man. Okay, because they set themselves up as a god. And when you know the Most High said that he looks from on high, he said, and he see the inhabitants of the earth as grasshoppers. Esau, Edom has that same ordeal with this technology, man. You know, because he got his space satellites, you know, he have his lower, what they call LEO, lower Earth orbit, has satellites, and also he has satellites on the ground. Okay, you have what he calls fiber optics, which pretty much connects the World Wide Web. They drill they send these fiber optics, and they run them from the continent underneath the ocean into the different countries, and this is how you got your internet. But even then, fiber optics you can still see. You know, a lot of times in espionage movies, they have what they call a fiber optic cable, which if they want to see what's on the other side of a wall or a door, basically they can slide this fiber optic cable, and it's basically like a lens and a camera. You know, those of you that play Splinter Cell, you kind of know, like, you know, if there's an enemy on the side of the door, you can slide the cable and you can kind of spy on the other side of the door. So this man is really watching everything we do and what we say. But we're not hiding ourselves, man. Okay, we're clearly out in the open because we know that we're just doing what the Lord commanded us. It says, like a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places, okay? And the secret places, like they say, hide in plain sight, right? Shit. Hide in plain sight, man. Okay, you'd be surprised, man. You go downstairs in your basement, Esau done dug a tunnel in your basement, and he's literally recording everything. Like, I won't be surprised if our house is a bug. I guarantee you, I know my house is probably bugged. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that it is, but I'm guaranteeing you brother's house is a bug, because when we leave out of these places, man, you know, management, all these management corporations, they all in league. Families, you know, the Edomite come to watch you leave. The maintenance come in there and put a microphone in your damn house to see what you're saying. It's like you have no peace in your own world. You know, they'll put some shit in the carpet or put something on top of the TV somewhere, and to the point they're recording everything you do. So this is nothing new. Okay, but nonetheless, that's still a form of Draconianism. All right, this is the book of Revelation 13, and I'm going to start at verses 2. It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was as the feet of a bear, and his mouth was the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Okay, that's why it says, it says he spoke like a lion, though he come as a lamb, but he spake as a lion, man, because, you know, they speaking soft, you know, they're speaking great words, or words that seems to be beneficial for your survival, but overall it's a hidden agenda behind it. You know, like this dude straight up told us, he said, look, man, hey, there gonna be cyber attacks, and then you're gonna have to give up your freedoms. The WHO will have to assume all jurisdiction and authority over the people's health, meaning that all your health records, all these things are going to be given into the hands of unelected officials that's going to have access to your information, to your lives, man. And they know people are going to revolt against it, so they have these foreign troops over here that's set up to combat that. Because one thing about the foreign troops, they don't give a damn about you Americans. And not only that, they in it for the money. You know, these people have to come, they got to take care of their family. So, hey, it ain't nothing to come up here to shoot up a bunch of docile idiots that call themselves Americans and get paid for it. I mean, that sounds like a fun job, I guess, to them, right? But anyway, it says here, it says, and I saw like unto the leopard, as his feet was as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his head as it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast, and that beast is going to the Roman Empire. Okay, because the ancient Roman Empire fell. Okay, but this is the revival of the Roman Empire. All right. Revelation 13. And I'm going to start at 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he that had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay, and that's through these legislations, these particular laws, these dictatorships, man, to the point, man, we got to get rid of cows. We got to euthanize cows. They poop too much. Carbon emissions, they're going to tax your air. Can't even breathe without paying. You got to pay 15 cents per breath. Okay, like right now they got some type of law that they're trying to pass out there in New York. It's called like a corroded, not a corroded. It's called like a, what do you call it when you're around each other? Not a crowded, but something like that. It's not a crowded tax, but it's something along the lines that basically people are like too close or something like that, so they want to charge people 15 or 20 bucks or something, going back and forth for work. Some wickedness, man, that they're talking about is going to be beneficial to people, but people are looking like, what the hell do we got to pay to go to work for? It's like, you're already taking money on my paycheck, you know. But anyway, you go back into that word dragon, and goes into dracon, which means a dragon, a great serpent, or a name for Satan. But we understand, going back into this Athens lawgiver by the name of Draco, okay, this is what it's going into. Okay, but anyway, this is just a quick lesson, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom.